father.
Go home at once.
I know, Mother. I came on purpose.
But you mustn't. I'm serious, Henry. You offended all my friends whenever they meet you.
Nonsense. I know I don't have any small talk, but people don't mind it. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Oh, don't they? Small talk indeed. What about your large talk? Really, dear, you mustn't they.
I've come here because I have a phonetic shop for you.
No use, dear. I'm sorry. But I can't get round of your vowels. I'm sure I'd like to get pretty postcard in your patient shorthand. I always have to read the copies in ordinary writing with thoughtful sentiment.
I just said I go here because I have a phonetic job for you.
You said it was. Girl has picked you up?
I don't mean a love affair.
What a pity.
Why?
Well, you never fall in love with anyone after 45. When will you cover that are some rather nice looking young woman about?
Well, oh, Mother. Oh, I can't be bothered with young women. My ideal of a possible woman is possible as like you, Mother. Besides, they're all idiots. I've been looking interrupts and breaking ups, just trying to find ya. I've been like a maniac, insomniac. 5 steps behind ya, tell them other girls, they can hit me exit check, please. Check them out with my dreams. Much time for the Grammy Awards. How much you mean to me?
Do you know what you do if you love me, Henry?
Just come in here to see.
No, stop fidgeting and take your hands out of your pockets. That's a good boy. Now tell me about the girl.
I said she's coming here to see you, and also I burned her off the curse.
I don't remember asking her.
You didn't. I've asked her, and if you finally meet her, you wouldn't ask.
Indeed, why?
Well, it's like this. She's a typical flower girl, and I picked her off the curbstone.
And invited her to my at home?
Oh, that'd be alright. I'll let her speak properly, and that will be safe.
To talk about our health, about our insides, perhaps our outsides. How could you be so easily, Henry?
Mrs. and Miss Esport Hill are coming.
Oh, Lord.
How do you do? How do you do, Mrs. Higgins?
My son, Henry.
Oh, your celebrated son. I have so long to meet you, Professor Higgins. How do you do?
Delighted. I've seen you before summer. I haven't the ghost of notion with you, but I've heard your voice. It doesn't matter.
I'm sorry to say that my celebrated son has no manners. You must mind him.
No, I don't. Not at all.
Oh, have I been rude? I didn't mean to be.
Colonel Pickering is coming.
Has Henry told you what we've come for?
So glad you've come. Do you know Miss Ainsford?
We were interrupted. Damn it.
Oh, Henry. Henry, really?
Are we in the way?
No. You couldn't have come fortunately. We want to meet a friend of ours.
Yes, by George. We want 2 or 3 people. You do as well as anybody else.
Mr. Esport Hill is coming.
God of heaven, another of them.
Adedo?
Very good you come, Colonel Pickering.
Adedo?
I don't think you know my son, Professor Higgins.
I'll take my own. I met him before summer. Where was it?
I don't think so.
Doesn't matter. Anyhow, sit down. Well, here we are. And now, what the devil we're going about? So, till Lisa comes.
You are the life and soul of the Royal Society stars, but really, you're the rather trying on more commonplace occasions.
I'm very sorry. I suppose I am. You know, haha.
I sympathize. I haven't any small talk. If people would only be frank and say what they really think is. I see your true color shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors.
What do you think they ought to think is bad enough? Lord knows, but what do you really think will break up the whole show? Do you suppose it would be really agreeable if I were to come out now? And what do you really think?
Is it so very cynical?
Cynical? Who did they consider was cynical? It must be decent. You see, we're all savages, more or less. We're supposed to be civilized and cultured, to know about poetry, science, arts. But how many of us know even the meaning of these names? What do you know of poetry? What do you know of art and science? What do you know of philosophy? What the devil you imagine I know of philosophy?
Are of manners, Henry.
Pardon me.
Teeny. Miss Doolittle is coming.
Here she is, mother.
I'm beautiful in my way. This gun makes no mistakes. I'm on the right track. Baby, I was born this way. Oh, there ain't no other way. Baby, I was born this way. Baby, I was born this way. How do you do, Mrs. Higgins? Mr. Higgins told me to come.
Right. I'm very glad to see you.
How do you do, Miss
How do you
Doolittle?
do? Colonel Pickering, is it not?
I feel sure we have met before, Miss Doolittle. I remember your eyes.
How do you do?
How do you do?
How do you do, Mrs. Higgins?
Right. I'm very glad to see you.
Mr. Higgins told me I might come.
How do you do, Miss Doolittle?
Colonel Pickering, is it not?
I feel sure we have met before, Miss Doolittle. I remember your eyes.
How do you do?
My daughter, Clara. How do you do?
How do you do?
I certainly had the pleasure.
How do you do?
Wait, George, yes, it all come back to me. What a damn thing. It'll come back to me. What a damn thing.
Henry, please don't sit on my writing table. You break it.
Sorry.
Well, it will rain, do you think?
The shallow depression in the west of these islands is likely to move slowly in easterly direction. There are no indication of any great change in environmental situation.
How awfully funny.
What's wrong with that, young man? I bet I got it right.
Killing?
There's so much influenza about. It turns right to our family regularly every spring.
Do you wanna build a snowman? Come on, let's go and play. I never see you anymore. Come out the door, it's like you've gone away. We used to be the best buds, and now we're not. I wish you to tell me why. Do you wanna build a snowman? It doesn't have to be a snowman. Gusto ko gumawa ng parang mega. Okay, boy. My aunt died of influenza, so they said. But it's my belief they done the old woman in.
Done her in?
Yes, Lord love you. Why should she die of influenza? She suffered to diphtheria a year before. I saw it with my own eyes. Fair blue with it she was. Until so sudden she bit the ball of the spoon. What does doing her mean?
Oh, this is just small talk to do. A person means to kill them
Do I not? Then she would have killed her for a hat pin, a let alone hat. But it can't have been right for your father to pour spirits down her throat like that. Not her. Jean was Mother Smith to her. Besides, he'd poured so much down that he knew the good of it. Do you mean that you're drunk? Drunk? My word, something cunning. How dreadful for you.
Never did him no harm what I could see, but then he did not keep it up regular, on the burst as you might say from time to time. And always more agreeable when he had a drop in. When he was out of work, my mother used to give him 4 pence and tell him to go out and not come back until he's drunk to make them fit to leave you see. It's like this. If a man has a bit of conscience, it always takes him when he's sober, and then it makes him low-spirited. A drop of booze just take that off and make him happy. Here, what are you sniggering at?
The new small talk.
If I was doing it proper, what was he laughing at? Have I said anything I ought?
I don't know, Miss Doolittle.
Well, that's a mercy anyhow. What I always say is, well, I must go. So pleased to have met you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye, Colonel Pickering.
Goodbye, Miss Doolittle.
Goodbye, all.
Are you walking across the park, Miss Doolittle? It's so?
What? Not bloody likely. I'm going in a taxi.
Well, I really can't get used to that new ways.
Oh, it's alright, Mama. Quite right.
I dare say, I'm very old-fashioned, but I do hope you won't begin using that expression, Clara. I've got accustomed to hear you talking about men as trotters and everything filthy and beastly, though I think it horrible and unladylike.
This is the part of me that you're never gonna ever take away from me. No, this is the part of me that you're never gonna ever take away from me.
But this is really too much, don't you think so, Colonel Pickering?
Oh, don't ask me. I've been away in India for several years, and mothers have changed so much that I sometimes don't know whether I'm a respectable dinner table or a ship's forecastle.
Oh, it's all a matter of habit. There's no right or wrong in it. Nobody means anything by it. And it is so quaint. And it gives such a smart emphasis to things that are not in themselves. And it's very witty. I find the new small talk delightful and quite innocent.
Well, after that, I think it's time for us to go.
Oh yes, we have 3 at homes. Goodbye, Mrs. Higgins. Goodbye.
Such darn nonsense.
I dive into frozen waves where the past comes back to life. Fight fear for the selfish pain, it was worth it every time. Hold still right before we crash, cause we both know how this ends. A clock ticks till it breaks your glass and I drown in you again. 'Cause you are the piece of me I wish I didn't need. Chasing relentlessly, still fight and I don't.
Clara!
Well, I ask you. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Would you like to make this noodle again?
Yes, I am.
Well, you know my days.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr. Higgins.
Goodbye.
Oh, quite nice. I shall always be ready to see him.
Well, is Elisa presentable?
I've never seen diamonds in the flesh.
But still on wedding rings in the movies, and I'm not proud of my address.
a torn up town. No foes could envy, but every song's like gold teeth, gray girls stripping in the bathroom, bloodstains, ball gowns, trash in the hotel rooms. We don't care. We're driving Cadillacs in our dreams, but everybody's like crystal Maybachs, diamonds on your timepiece, jet planes, islands, diamonds on the gold dish. We don't care. We aren't caught up in your love affair, and we'll never be royals. It doesn't run our blood. The kind of love just ain't for us. We create a different kind of buzz. Let me be your ruler. You can call me Queen Bee, and baby I'll rule. Let me live that
But
fantasy.
don't you think something might be done? I mean something to eliminate the sanguinary element from our conversation.
But as long as she is in Harry's hand,
Do you mean that my language is improper?
no, Zeus, it will be quite proper, but it will not proper for her.
Well, I must say,
Come, Higgins, you must learn to know yourself. Haven't heard such language as yours since we used to review the Boltons in the Hyde Park 20 years ago.
oh, well if you say so, I suppose you don't always talk like a bishop.
Well, I have come to live there with Henry. We work together at my Indian dialects, and we think it more convenient.
Harry, will you tell me is the exact state of the things of Wimpole Street?
I think I know what you mean, Mrs. Higgins.
I know all about that. It's an excellent arrangement. But where does the girl live?
Where would she live?
On Waters. Is she a servant? If not, what is she?
Yes, that's the formula. You don't think, sir, that's the end of every conversation about Elisa?
Well, dodge me if I do. We had to work together every day for most to get her present pitch.
How does her housekeeper get on with her?
Yes, it's earnestly interesting. I assure you, Mrs. Higgins, we take Elisa very seriously. Every week, every day almost, there is some new change. We keep records of every stage, dozens of gramophones, discs, and photographs.
Certainly you're a pretty pair of babies, playing with your live doll.
Playing the hardest job I ever tackled. Make no mistake about that, mother.
We're always talking to Elisa.
Yes, but George is the most absorbing.
When I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change, 'cause you're amazing, just the way you are. And when you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while, 'cause girl, you're amazing, just the way you are.
I have to go.
Bye.
Bye, mother.
Like Mrs. Higgins.
Oh, babe.
1, 2, 3, not only you and me.